everybody, this is Becca from Watch Becca Create, and today I'm going to show you how I print my daily books. These are daily inserts from Marsia Bramucci. They are the Virgin Carry inserts in standard TN. So they're 4.33 by 8.25, I think, or 8.33. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to show you how I print these, how I put them together, how I cut them down, how I round the corners, how I get them all in order and ready to go. So if you want to see that, please stay tuned. Okay, so the first step is printing them. So once you download the files off Etsy, you'll open them in Adobe, hit the print button, and for how I print them, I print odd pages first, and then once those come out, I just put them back into the printer paper ream holder and print the even pages. Then I take them out and I'll fold them. If you have duplex printing, I'm not exactly sure how you can do double-sided printing. I think you just hit a button and it does it on its own. It sucks the paper back in and prints it out a different way, the same way. But I'm sure she's thought of that, and Marsia Bramucci has printing guides in all of her inserts that she sells. So you can always double check the printing, the print guide that she gives you when you buy the inserts, if you want to know more details on how to print the inserts. But I'm going to show you how to assemble the book of inserts next. So now that I have it printed, the first thing I'm going to do is I like to cut, before I fold anything, I like to make my cuts at the top and the bottom, because it's harder to do this when they are when they are folded. So I like to make my cuts before at the top and bottom, before anything else. So I'm gonna go like this, and I like to do 8.25. So we'll just go like that. It's not, it doesn't have to be super accurate. And so that's my top and bottom cut. So now I have all these papers, and I'm just going to go through and fold all of these right in the middle. So I will be back in just a minute when those are all folded. Okay, I'm back, and I have a pile of inserts that I've folded. So what I do now is, so this is 16, 17, 18, and 19. And you just literally go like this and put the pages into each other. 15, 16. The way that these pages print out, you could probably redo, put them in the correct order. The way they print out is, they're correlated, so like it's a little backwards when they print out, but they all fit together in the correct way in the end, so it works. You just have to put them back together this way. 3, 4, 1, 2, and then the front cover. So that. Alright, so now I have a book that is in the correct order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to the middle page, so I know the rest of the pages are together. So now I have a book that is correctly sized from top to bottom, and the pages are in the right order. So now I have to cut the side. So what I like to do is I always go, so standard TN's width is 4.33, I think. So I always just go the line next to 4.25. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's accurate. That's just what I do. Sometimes I just do everything in 4.25 to make it easier, but this is how I do it. So I have my cutter, and I'm going to put the white one up there because that's the score one. So I have my whole book in here on the right measurement, and it's not going to be able to cut through all the pages, so this is what I do. I cut through as many as I can, and I do a few passes, then I open it, I take out the top ones that are actually cut, and then I find that page in here, and I put my hand there. Let me see. I got it stuck right there. So I find that page in here, and I put my hand on that page to keep that in order, and I fold this back. And so this is still in the right spot, and then I go, boop, and I do the rest of the book. I open it, take out the pages, and the book is cut down. So there we go. Now we have a sized, cut correctly TN insert. We are done with the cutter. We have our book of December dailies. Everything is cut correctly. And if you want to, you can go through and use a bone folder and score the pages. I might do that before I actually put this in my book. But the next step is rounding the corners. So I have a really old corner rounder here. So what I do is I take this, make sure I'm in frame, or I'm not fuzzy. I take this and I just go like this, and I round the corners. And then I take this, I go like this, and I just round the corners. That way I don't have to do this step later on. It's just done. It's just done now before I really have to think about it, and it's all just here anyway. I like having round corners in my TN only because I hate being poked by corners in my TN. I don't enjoy that at all. So there's that. Now we have a corner rounded standard TN book that we printed ourselves, and everything is in order, and the book is completely done. At this point, if you wanted to bind your book, you could. You could take this and you could poke holes and sew it, or you could staple it. I always leave mine unbound, only because I never really had a need to bind it. You might want to bind it before you cut this edge off, though. That might serve better purposes than binding it afterwards, because sometimes the pages get pulled in more in the middle when you bind it. So I would suggest binding it first and then cutting this side edge. But I don't bind it. I don't mind not binding it. It's not a big deal at all. And then this book is ready to go for December. So what I would do is I would take my TN. We're in the middle of November right now, but we're going to try to do this. So I would take my November dailies, and I would take these ones out, and I would close them up, and I would put them in my storage box. Then I would take the December dailies, I would take this, and I would just slide these right in here. And now I have my December dailies all ready to go, pre-printed, ready to work for the month, and it's all set up. It helps to use a bone folder on the edges, so that way you don't have this right here. The bone folder folding really does help with that. But yeah, so that is how I print my daily inserts. I won't say that. But there. Ready to go. If you have any questions or anything like that, please leave them down below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.